microphone. And you might have also, you might be very beautiful, very healthy body. Yes, you may have these things. But if you don't have good qualities in your heart, and if you don't have proper values, then what is the use of all these things? And does anyone like to associate with you? Yeah, maybe those who want your money or want to use you somehow. But actually, we may see that somebody may be not so maybe intelligent and maybe not so beautiful and comes from a poor family. But if that person's heart has good qualities, and if that person has proper values, then that person becomes very attractive. So therefore, we see that most important thing is the quality of our heart. Everything else is also important, but it plays a secondary role. So the most important thing is how we behave. And our behavior is based on values that we have. And values are strongly connected with qualities, with your characteristics. So therefore, all we have to do in order to be successful in life and ultimately to attain pure love for God and go back to the spiritual world, our eternal home, is to develop divine qualities and base our actions on divine values, which are given by God and the scriptures. Because what is the other path? Other path is acting whimsically, according to demoniac values. Because actually, my dear young gentlemen, in this world, basically, there is only two options. You either act divinely or in a demoniac way. But demoniac way, Krishna says, three gates to hell, lust, anger, greed. So that pretty much sums up all kinds of unnecessary qualities. When you're acting lusty, with anger, with greed, with pride, with illusion, envy, hatred, arrogance, these are demoniac qualities. But the main focus that Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, is divine qualities. So therefore, let us take this wonderful evening and very deeply meditate on these divine qualities, because these will make us true gentlemen. And these will give each and every one of us the strength required to make progress, both materially and spiritually. And this will create a strong foundation. So these qualities, which are given by God, are very, very important. So let us go into them one by one. So in that 16th chapter, the Supreme Person of the Godhead said, fearlessness. So we're going like one after another, I'll give a little explanation. So fearlessness, that means you don't have fear. Does it mean that now I'm going to climb up the tallest building in Mumbai and walk there and jump or something? No. That is foolishness. Or does it mean that now I'm going to go to some jungle, find some tigers and wrestle with them? No. Fearlessness does not mean foolishness. Yes? So fearlessness actually means that I depend on Krishna. It means that I know that Krishna is always in my heart and he will take care of me. So even if I'm somewhere alone, I'm not alone. Krishna is with me. So that is basically the sum and substance, is that I understand that if Krishna wants, he can kill me, and if he doesn't, nobody can kill me. So that is actually fearlessness, is that I understand I'm a spiritual, I'm not this body, so I have nothing to lose. Nobody can kill me, nobody can hurt me, and Krishna will protect me, and I'm acting for Krishna. So this is basically, and especially sannyasis, they are a good example, true sannyasis. That they can, traditionally, that they took sannyas and they just went through the jungles day and night. There are some tigers or wild animals. They understand that Krishna is everyone's heart. Krishna ultimately controls everyone. So I'm just depending on Krishna. So this is actually not, we don't imitate that. It takes development. But we're just telling that. You can sit a little bit so you can see me. Otherwise, I don't see you and you cannot see me. No, this is camera. But camera is also important. So now we can see each other. So therefore, I'm already telling in advance, we will more discuss it, that actually when you develop Krishna consciousness by chanting holy names, following these devotional principles, all these qualities will gradually manifest in you. But you should know them, and you should always also understand that different life situations will give you like small exams where it's tested. Okay, do you actually have that developed or not? So then we can always choose. So therefore, we have to know these things. So therefore, yes, by developing Krishna consciousness, we become fearless because we are depending on Krishna. Then purification of one's existence. So that also comes with chanting and doing devotional service. Is that our existence, both material and spiritual, becomes purified. So we become purified from bad qualities, from demoniac qualities. And that's a really good thing. Heart becomes clear. Heart becomes soft like butter. Not hard-hearted, but nice, soft heart. And such a person is friendly to everyone. And everybody is actually also will like such a person. So, and then next one is cultivation of spiritual knowledge. So that is very important quality and very important value, is that we should always cultivate spiritual knowledge. So for that purpose, we have Bhagavad Gita, we have Sriman Bhagavad, we have the Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana. This is the true value and wealth. Wealth. Not wealth that you're going to afford a Lamborghini or you're going to become very, very wealthy or whatever. This can be, but the true wealth of human civilization are scriptures. So the more you read them, the more you hear them, the more you practice them, the more you will become advanced. The more you're going to be peaceful and happy. So we have to cultivate spiritual knowledge by hearing and studying the scriptures. And then comes charity. So when we are working, then we choose charity. Usually grihastas, they marry in holy marriage and they do charity because they're earning money. So some portion of that should always go for temples, for Krishna worship, for sadhus, preachers. In this way you do charity. You start to understand that actually, I'm not the enjoyer of the results of my work. This is all given by God, so I have to use it in His service. Of course, I need something for my keeping body, soul together. That is okay. But always we should some. So in this way, you will also make progress. Then comes self-control. Oh, very important. Sometimes the mind is telling you, do this, do that, some kind of nonsense things, sinful things. Sometimes you get angry, and sometimes some other things. So you have to be self-controlled. You have to learn that these things come, but you have to remain calm and not act upon them. But you should act according divinely. So this is also one important practice. We should self-control. That means controlling your mind and senses. Then you can be true gentleman. Not that you're running after your senses, trying to satisfy them. No. Then comes performance of sacrifice. Oh, very, very important. In this world, God has given us, already from the beginning of creation, He has given for the men and demigods the process of yajna. And in this age, according to scriptures, it's the chanting of holy name Sankirtan yajna. That's why we're all the time chanting. And we can assure you, if you regularly do japa and kirtan, then surely everything which is needed you will get, both materially and spiritually. Not maybe what you want, but what you truly need. Yes. Because Krishna, if He really cares about you, He will give you what you need. And not necessarily always what you want. Because He knows that what is actually needed. So sometimes we maybe want something, but maybe we don't know if we're going to get it. Then we may forget about God and we may be going off track. So therefore we should trust Krishna. So we should do sacrifice. And this sacrifice is so simple, everybody can participate. It has such a purifying effect. And then economy will be good, everything will be good also. These are just coming if we do that spiritual sacrifice. But its goal is to please and love Krishna. But everything is included. So then study of the Vedas. Well, that's the same thing as cultivation of spiritual knowledge, is that we should study the Vedic literatures and come to the conclusion that surrender to God, that's the essence of Vedic knowledge. And then austerity, very important. We should be austere. That we should not try to artificially increase comfort of the body. Also, that doesn't mean that we should be very heavily austere. No. Let us all sleep on the stones without any blankets and something like that. No, it's not like that. You have to be intelligent. You have to keep your body, soul in a healthy state. But that means that you embrace austerity. That means waking up early, chanting, doing your studies nicely, doing your work nicely, following the etiquette, being compassionate, loving to others, parents, other people, animals, like that. This all is austerity, is that you regulate yourself in a way that you bring benefit for others and for yourself. And if you don't do that, then the material world will force you. Then usually it will force you to work heavy like an ass. You're going to be working so much. And we see people working like 10 hours, 12 hours. Crazy. Especially the more you try to squeeze out enjoyment from material senses, the more material world will force you to work. Therefore, but actually, in older times, people didn't work that much. They worked as much as needed, and then they could do more bhajan, more chanting, more spiritual things. So also we should work for Krishna, but we should make more time and quality and quantity of spiritual practice. So in our Krishna conscious process, all austerities are included. And then simplicity. So we have to be simple. That means we should be straightforward. It doesn't mean that now I'm going to tell you that everything I will tell now, some, how you say, deficiencies. Something is, I will find faults now. No, that doesn't mean. Simplicity, it means that I live a simple life, some simple living, high thinking, and I don't artificially increase my resources or my desires. I just do the needful for progressing in the path of devotion. And non-violence, that of course means that I'm not bringing harm to anyone with my body, mind, or words. And truthfulness, that means that I am ready to tell the truth no matter what, even to an enemy. But that doesn't, of course, mean that I lack discrimination. It's not that now that some person is coming and picking a quarrel with me on the street, and then I have to tell him everything, or he's asking me, whatever, where is your money, and I have to tell, no, it's not like this. And I tell him that this money belongs to Krishna. Who are you, a thief? And something like that. So truthfulness means that you speak the truth and you live by the truth, which means according to dharma. Then you become very elevated and strong person. And freedom from anger means that you're able to control the anger. You may use anger against demons who may attack others. So that's maybe required, just like Arjuna was fighting. But then also you have to use it properly. That means not that you use it as an excuse. Oh, somebody make me angry. Maybe he's a demon. It's not like that. So therefore, and usually when somebody attack you, you should be tolerant. Of course, it doesn't mean that you have to let others harm you. But especially if we see that devotees are harmed, then we should always be ready to fight and protect. So, but not unnecessarily becoming angry. Because usually anger means our lust and desire is not fulfilled. The lust and desires means anything we want egoistically. And then it's not fulfilled, we become angry. But no need for that. No need to develop such selfish desires. Then also there is no anger. So, and then comes renunciation. So that means that we try to understand that we are not this body, we're a spirit soul. And we should eventually, gradually become more renounced. Again, not artificially, now that I give up my family and everything and I will just move in a temple and chant. And it's not like that. It's that actually the more you become Krishna conscious, the more you love everybody. But you're not attached on the material platform. So that means true renunciation means that I'm using everything for Krishna's service. So, and then comes tranquility. So become peaceful. And peace comes when we put Krishna in the center. And when we serve Krishna, then we can become peaceful. And aversion to fault finding, this is very important. Prabhupada has explained, you should be like honeybee who is attracted to nectar. Honeybees, they're collecting from the plants nectar, and they also produce honey, which is very nice sattvic food that you can offer to Krishna and then also eat. But flies, they are going where there is dirty things, rotten food, whatever. You don't see flies coming to very clean place. They're attracted to dirty place. So we should not be like a fly. So fault finding, we should give up. We can find faults in ourselves, but not others. So we should see the good in others, whatever At least something good is in every person. We all have some good and bad sides, but we should focus more on the good. And in this way, we can be much more peaceful and focused. So, and compassion for all living entities. So it means that we should try to give others also spiritual knowledge and help them to develop proper habits and to become spiritually successful by following Sanatana Dharma, Krishna consciousness. And freedom from covetousness. So that means we should not be duplicitous. We should not be, we say one thing, think another thing. We should be honest. That means our heart and our speech and mind, they should be on like one level. That means actually what we're thinking, we're also doing. That means, of course, it requires quality thought. Of course, sometimes some bad thoughts come. We're not going to act upon that. But the point is that we're trying to make our thoughts pure and our activities pure. So we're not duplicitous. Not we're telling, oh yeah, Prabhu, very nice you are. But then actually I'm thinking that, oh, he's such a rascal. So it's not like that. So actually we should appreciate others, and we should not be duplicitous. And then it's gentleness. So yes, gentleness, it's also that we are nicely dealing with others according to etiquette. So Vaishnava etiquette. So we are compassionate to others, and we are not rough, but we nicely, gently try to assist them whatever ways we can. And then modesty. So that means we're not trying to be extravagant, but we're just, again, it's a like simple life, and we're controlling our senses and focusing on spiritual lifestyle. And steady determination, very important. We should be determined and patient, right? Because we're not achieving spiritual perfection immediately. So we have to be steady. That means every day, regularly, you do spiritual practice. And every day, you do the right things. In this way, you are determined. And then vigor, yeah. So this is mostly for kshatriyas who have that kind of nature. You have to be physically very strong to protect others and to lead others. That is the duty of kshatriya. So if you see that you have that kind of nature, you like to protect others, you have physical strength and that kind of inner strength, then develop that further and be strong for protecting others. And then forgiveness. So we should be able to forgive. People make so many mistakes, so we should not take so much seriously. Somebody says something, we should focus on serving Krishna, not so much somebody said, so okay, it's okay. I mean, if they speak something against us, so we should not be disturbed by that. We should be able to forgive. And anyway, even in friendship, we make mistakes, so we should not take it so seriously. And then also fortitude and cleanliness. So we have to again become spiritually strong by following these principles, and we should be clean inside and outside. So we should take bath every day, at least once, preferably more, and by chanting holy names and following 4 principles of freedom, that means no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, and no meat eating, we become internally also clean. So very simple. Everything is there. You just have to follow, and you become clean inside, outside. And freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. So we should not be looking that others glorify me. Yeah, I distributed 100 books, and now I come back to the temple, and then everybody, and then in the morning they're gonna say my name and say Jai. So something like this, or whatever ways it may. So we just do our service. If they glorify us, okay, thank you, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. If not, thank you, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. So we should not be looking that we want that everybody glorify us. And also we should not be envious. So therefore, if we meet somebody who is more advanced, we should be happy and learn from that person and serve that person. If we see somebody who is equal, we should make friendship and also support. And if we see somebody who is junior, we should use our knowledge, our advancement to help them also to rise and progress. Then this will become free from envy. So these 16 qualities are transcendental, O son of Bharata, and they belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. So therefore, we have to understand that in each and everyone's heart, there are 2 dogs, good dog and bad dog. and they're always fighting. And there is this proverb from ancient Americans, Native Americans, that a young man comes to a wise man and asks that sometimes I do right things and sometimes I act badly. Why is that? And then this wise man says that, you see, there are two dogs in your heart, in everyone's heart. One is good, one is bad. They're always fighting. What do you think? Who will win? And then this young man says, I don't know. And then the wise man says that that dog which you feed the most. So therefore, we have that divine side, actually our true side, because we're all spirit souls, all souls are good. But in Kali Yuga, because of this material contamination, we also have the demoniac side who wants to rebel against God and wants to enjoy, but that has to be conquered because it will lead you to full misery. So that's the human civilization that actually we should arrange that everybody can conquer over their bad side and become fully divine, because that's the true nature. So, and how it's done, like the wise man said, which you feed the most. So therefore, dear gentlemen, what you are doing, what you are thinking, what kind of activities you are doing, this is creating your habits, and then these habits will create your character, and this will create your future. So therefore, invest in following these divine values. Invest in following dharma. Invest in all these good good divine values and qualities. And in this way, gradually you become more and more pure, and you become very happy, and you're going to be a real revolutionary, spiritual revolutionary in your society. And you can do many good things for others. And especially if you cooperate, then you can change the whole world in the Vaikuntha by following these principles. So therefore you have to feed, and that means we're doing chanting, we are following 4 principles of freedom, we are following and studying the Shastra, we're having sadhu sangha, and then we do our family duties, study duties in this kind of way according to those principles. And then that's feeding the good dog. And then gradually the bad dog will vanish because it's ultimately temporary. Yes. So, and then we come to Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto called Science of God, where Narada Muni is telling to Maharaj Yudhishthira about so many important instructions. And in those instructions, he speaks about the 4 social classes and spiritual classes. And there he gives general principles to be followed by all human beings, which are similar to those divine qualities, but there are some more. So let us go into that also. Because today we want to fill our mind, fill our hearts with all these wonderful qualities, so that we can also consciously meditate and pray that they will be more and more manifested in us, and then we can also try to act according to them. So the general principles to be followed by all human beings is truthfulness, you see, the same which Krishna says in the Gita. Then it's mercy, which basically means compassion, yes. Then it's austerity, and it's also says it means observing fasts on certain days of the month. That means following Ekadashi, when it's Janmashtami, different days we are doing fasting according to scripture. That is very helpful, both physically and spiritually. Then Narada Muni says bathing twice a day. So that means at least morning you take a bath, and then sometime, according to the situation, take one more bath. So tolerance, we spoke about this. So we have to be tolerant because, it's Kali Yuga. People have so many faults and things. So we have to be tolerant with ourselves and with others. But it doesn't mean that we become, lazy or think, oh, there is no hope or whatever. No. It means that we're making steady efforts. So we are acting as if everything depends on us, but we're praying as if everything depends on Krishna. So there's a combination, like Damodar Lila, your effort and Krishna's mercy. We need them both. So, and then it's discrimination between right and wrong. So that's very important. Every gentleman has to have their intelligence strong by study of Shastra and by sadhu sangha, because mind's function is to accept and reject. I like it, I don't like it. But intelligence, buddhi function is to understand what is right, what is wrong, what is beneficial, what is not beneficial in the long run. So your mind may say, oh, smoke cigarettes, smoke cigarettes, smoke cigarettes. But intelligence will say if it's wrong, you're going to get sick eventually, and it's a sinful thing. Your consciousness will be clouded. So, and like that. So, intelligence has to be strong so that you can know, according to Shastra, this is the right thing to do, and this is the wrong thing to do. And you know, one great Christian author from Europe, he said, integrity means doing the right thing even when nobody's looking. So that means even if you're alone on your phone, you have to see that you're getting good content which will uplift you, not some kind of nonsense mode of ignorance or whatever mode of passion. And whatever other situations. So if you follow that, you're going to become very strong spiritually and materially, is that you always do the right thing. But for that, you need to learn, you need to read Shastra, and there you get so many lessons how to do the right thing. And then you see, if you really want to do the right thing, Krishna will always give you the opportunity to do that, but you have to choose it. You have to make effort. But if you do it, you will see it's worth it. Because doing the wrong thing means putting yourself in the clutches of Maya and different troubles and different, drifting. So, and then control of the mind. So that means we fix the mind in thinking, how can I bring benefit to others? Not that how can I enjoy, but how can I benefit others? How can I serve others? So that's the control of the mind, and fixing the mind on Krishna's lotus feet by hearing and chanting about Krishna, serving Krishna. Then control of the senses, which means also that tongue, belly, genitals, mind, you have to control all these things by regulating them in a way that is according to thermic principles. Then you will feel much more satisfied and uplifted. But if you become a slave of your senses, then you're lost. Then these horses of the senses will take you down the cliff, and it's not fun. So, and then non-violence, so this is repeated. Then it's celibacy. Oh, very, very important, especially to those who are in man body, in male body. Celibacy, very important. So if you young men, you want to be material and spiritually strong, happy, healthy, follow celibacy, no matter what. Just kick out all lusty desires, and don't engage yourself in running after girls or watching from social media how the girls are showing themselves or whatever. This is all complete rubbish. Too. You can just spit on it. So because it's mode of passion, it's nice in the beginning, but poison in the end. But the real man, he takes that which is difficult in the beginning, but nectar in the end. So that is Krishna consciousness. So it doesn't mean that you hate women. No, no, no. But it means that you respect women. So, and if you respect women, then you deal with them like with your mother. You respect them. Everybody's a mother. So therefore, and be celibate. So that means you have to regulate your life in such a way that you're not thinking lusty things and you're not acting upon them. So you're not going to find some lusty activities with women or some artificial ways to satisfy the genitals. These are all clutches of Maya. And then you're gonna feel, oh, I'm like a Superman, So you just follow this, and Gandhi is a great example. When he was 36 years old, he gave up sex life completely. And you see, he became so powerful that he drove the British out of India. Actually, celibacy gives great strength, and all acharyas are telling. So therefore, support each other, and you can live a pure lifestyle. That doesn't mean that you cannot marry or you cannot have wife. No, this is because dharma means also that eventually, if you have such desires, but you do it according to principles. So then you have sex for getting children. That's another thing. That's also celibacy. But other than that, it's all very degrading. So be strong, follow celibacy, and you're gonna reap so many benefits. So, and then it's charity again. So we were speaking about this reading of scripture, simplicity, satisfaction. Satisfaction means you serve Krishna, you become satisfied. Rendering service to saintly persons, also very important. Try to take advantage of holy association. Serve gurus, serve devotees, and you will see Krishna will give you special blessings and strength. That's the backbone, actually, of our society. We learn how to serve others, especially saintly persons. And gradually taking leave of unnecessary engagements. So yeah, everything which is not supporting your spiritual growth, you should not take that. And observing the futility of the unnecessary activities of human society. So you understand that birth, death, old age, and disease, it's all main problems. And you solve them by going home back to Godhead, by developing pure bhakti. Then all problems finished. So we should not unnecessarily build skyscrapers for our satisfaction. If it's for Krishna's pleasure, yeah, we can do that if it's needed. We have a huge temple, yeah. But other than that, we should not make huge endeavors for material things. And then we should remain silent and grave and avoiding unnecessary talk. So it doesn't mean that it's a process of mauna. It means that actually you don't speak nonsense or prajalpa. So you speak uplifting things and you speak which is beneficial for whatever your work field or service to God and like that. And considering whether one is the body or the soul, so you should understand that I'm a soul, not the body, and try to act like a soul, at the same time taking proper care of the body, but not more than needed. And distributing food equally to all living entities, both men and animals. So that means, especially when you become grihasta, married person, that means you have resources. So then you should regularly feed others, not only your family, but you can just, friends, and you can invite saintly persons, and sometimes even strangers. You can go and take this prasad. You can feed animals, some dogs, cats. You feed them with prasadam. So that's actually a very good activity. You feed others with prasadam. And then seeing every soul, especially human form, as a part of the Supreme Lord. So yeah, we should actually see everybody as a soul equally. Even in the body of an elephant or dog, it's the same soul. But especially those who have the human form now, we should try especially to help them also to become Krishna conscious. And hearing about the activities, instructions given by the Supreme Person of Godhead, who is the shelter of the saintly persons that we are doing today, because these are all instructions of God, so we are doing that. We are hearing instructions given in the Gita and Bhagavatam and chanting about these activities, instructions. We are doing that. We are now speaking, and then this will go in our minds and hearts, and then this is how it can also come out. So if you put rubbish in, rubbish will come out. But if you put spirituality in, spirituality will come out. So always remembering these activities, instructions. So we have to always remember Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's names, forms, qualities, and instructions, and act upon them. And then we should also try to render service. So yes, service to Guru, service to Krishna, service to devotees, very important. Performing worship. So yes, for example, you have a deity form at your home or in temple, so you do different types of services to the deity form. Offering obeisances, yeah, we offer obeisances to Vaishnavas, to Guru, and also to Krishna. We should do that regularly. Becoming a servant, yeah, we should understand that our nature is to be a servant. Even if we become the Prime Minister of India, we're still serving everybody, right? So we cannot escape service. It's our natural constitution. We are meant to love and serve, but that love and service should be directed to God. And that means we will also properly know how to serve others. So we should become a friend of God and surrender our whole self to Krishna. So, O King Yudhishthira, these 30 qualifications must be acquired in the human form of life. Simply by acquiring these qualifications, one can satisfy the Supreme Person of Godhead. You see, gentlemen, if you carefully read these and apply these in your life, you're satisfying Krishna. You're making advancements spiritually. You see, does it take money to do that? No, it takes your effort. So you see how merciful is God, and this is superpower. This makes us Superman. Not in a sense that I can lift 5,000 kilograms or something, but in a sense that you become spiritual and materially strong, and then you can nicely fulfill the mission of human life of going back to the Godhead, back home, back to Godhead. So these things you see, actually, Krishna is in your heart. So you have to develop these things, especially when you are young. Do these things, the more stronger you become, and then you become fixed, and then you can naturally follow it when you get older. So now you have to make that effort. Make yourself spiritually and materially strong by following these instructions. So, and uh, and then also we read from the Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter. It's also Krishna says about true knowledge, which is directly related with values. So this I'm going to read the whole thing because many things are repeated. And then you may ask, why it is repeated? It is repeated because it's important. And because these are universal things which we all need for growth. So Krishna says humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master. Yes, we need to have a guru. Cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest. This doesn't mean that you cannot have a spiritual family life. It means that you do not Grihamedi, but Grihastha, Krishna in the center. So, but other than that, in a material way, you should not get attached. So, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events. So, something like Krishna says to Arjuna, that be equipoised, even if you have victory or loss, gain or defeat, good or bad, you should be balanced. Okay, you accept, you continue doing dharma. So in this way, you can become very peaceful. You're not affected by external events so much. A constant and unalloyed devotion to me, that's the most important thing. And you know what? If you develop love for Krishna, then it is said in the Bhagavatam that naturally all the good qualities of demigods will be manifested in you. So therefore, but these processes of chanting and service, if you do those things, of course, it doesn't mean that you neglect these other principles. If all these things, then this naturally more and more these good qualities which we speak today about will be manifest in you. And then aspiring to live in a solitary place, which means actually that you are not taking material values in your heart, but you're taking spiritual values. So that's what it actually means. You're not actually looking for material association, you're looking for spiritual association. And detachment from the general mass of people, that's the same thing. Accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these are declared to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be, is ignorance. So therefore, cultivate true knowledge. So you see, we had on Thursday, some of you were there, we had the session Bhagavad Gita, Solution to All Problems. So this is from the 13th chapter, and the 16th chapter is the divine qualities. Does everybody have a Bhagavad Gita? Everybody. Yes? You don't have. You have. Okay, let's raise hand if you have a Bhagavad Gita as it is. You have, yeah? So most of you have. So therefore, you see, you can always read and meditate and pray and see that you're always following, and you will make great progress. And if somebody don't have a Gita, you should get one. So, and you can get it from our temple's bookshop. So very simple. And then in the Sriman Bhagavatam, fourth canto, there Lord Vishnu is telling the Maharaj Prithu, he's telling that I am very captivated by your elevated qualities and excellent behavior. Just think, God Himself is telling to a devotee, and thus I am very favorably inclined toward you. You may therefore ask from me any benediction like. One who does not possess elevated qualities and behavior cannot possibly achieve my favor simply by performance of sacrifices, severe austerities, or mystic yoga. But I always remain equipoised in the heart of one who is also equipoised in all circumstances. So the Lord openly says that He is most satisfied if you develop these pure devotee qualities, divine qualities, and with those you serve God. So you see how important are the values and qualities. They are the most essence of spiritual life. And and we also, now we're coming to the concluding part of our class today, and we will also have time for questions and answers, but we take a few more minutes. And again, we repeat something, but again, you should understand that this is for us to really understand how important these things are. Because if you develop devotion to Krishna, then 26 the qualities will manifest. So these some of the things, same things which were described. So that means A devotee becomes kind to everyone, does not quarrel with anyone, is fixed in absolute truth, is equal to everyone, is faultless, is charitable, is mild, is clean, is simple, is benevolent, is peaceful, is completely attached to Krishna, has no material hankering, is meek, is steady, is self-controlled, does not eat more than required, is sober and sane, is respectful, is humble, grave, compassionate, friendly, poetic, expert, and silent. Again, silence means that you don't speak nonsense, you speak Krishna consciousness. And so the Lord is satisfied if we develop these qualities. So therefore, this is the most important thing, and that's how you make change in society. That's how you make change in your life. That's how you actually revolutionize the whole world by developing these divine qualities and helping others also. So therefore, you are the youth of India, and you're the future of India. So all you have pious background, you're strong, you're young, you have energy. So use that, because time is running. Use that to fully embrace the teachings of the Gita and other scriptures, Vedic scriptures, and really develop these qualities and chant and dance in ecstasy. In this way, you can be the best businessman, husband, prime minister, doctor, worker, rickshawala, whatever, because we all have different material natures, but you can do it according to divine values. Then you're going to be successful. That's really success. That we have to teach. Here we're teaching this, but gradually we should teach it in universities, in colleges. And in this way, you can guarantee great spiritual and material progress for yourself, for your country, for the whole world. So let us take it very seriously and cultivate these divine values. And it is said also that for bad men to flourish, only one thing is required. And what is that? For good men to do nothing. So therefore, be good men and develop love for Krishna, develop these divine qualities, and spread this knowledge far and wide in your society. And this will hold back the evil influences of Kali Yuga. In this way, the modes of ignorance and passion, these lower elements will gradually go away because they don't have strength. So you have to invoke the mode of goodness by serving Krishna, chanting his names, and glorifying him, and then spreading these principles. Then you will see everything becomes pure and spiritualized. So save yourself and save the world. That's our message. That is real revolution. So, and we can see that you cannot artificially check only with military or police force. To some degree, you can check, and it's also required. But the real way how you can make society pure is that you help everyone to purify their heart. And that is done by mass Harinam Sankirtan and by propagating these divine values and living in accordance with them and helping people to understand that this is the true way to happiness and peace in the society, which everybody so much wants. So you can do that. You have that capacity. So everybody can play an important part. And you are already doing that, but you can also do it even more and bring others and expand it to more youth and more youth. So therefore, if we preach these principles of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, then naturally, gradually, all men and women become austere, pure, merciful, and truthful. But you have to follow yourself first. So that's actually how the society is purified. Not by political agendas or economic changes. These may also be needed, but the main thing is the change of consciousness and heart, which we have the tools. So therefore, in this way, you can do so much benefit, and this is most needed thing in the whole world right now. So in this way, we can correct the flaws of human society, which are unfortunately very prominently exhibited at the present moment, by living in accordance to and preaching these principles of the Bhagavatam. So we have been chanting and also speaking together and hearing for 63 minutes. So basically, we're not over time. they said that we can take now also some time for questions and answers. So if you have any questions or comments, dear gentlemen, anything if you like to ask or say or reveal, we are here for you. Please. Any questions or comments? You didn't expect me to end suddenly, yes? But I have said the main message of Krishna I have given. Now there is, we have time. We can also, if you have something you want to share or ask anyone, anything. Does it make sense what we said today? Is it? It makes sense, right? This is important, right? Yes, very good, very good. So, anyone, any question or comment? Well, if you say that you understand, you have listened attentively, I can see you are very attentive listeners, and that's a very good quality. Because the more you listen, the more then you can practice, and the more then you can speak and pass this on. So therefore, I wish you all success, both materially and spiritually, in practicing these qualities, and you will see yourself, and everything will improve. And this is the greatest need of the world now. So please be strong and just do it. Do the right thing. You have a question, please. Hare Krishna. You were mentioning that the mind leads us astray. Yes. How do we strengthen our intelligence against our mind? So we have to make our intelligence strong by reading the scripture every day. So the more you read scripture, the more stronger intelligence becomes. It's really is like that. I have my own experience. So if I read 1 hour or more every day, I feel very strong. And I feel that naturally, like my intelligence can overcome the mind, and mind saying something and mind says, okay, do the right thing. So therefore, reading Prabhupada's books every day, at least sometime, this will strengthen your intelligence. And, and then, of course, sadhusanga, you associate with people who are strong spiritually. So these two things, yes, these two things will make you stronger. But so yes, especially reading the books and then applying the knowledge and also having good association with devotees. Okay? Anything else?